Racial discrimination has been a point of controversy ever since then. Countless people have been victimized, cultures were disrespected, and individual rights have been ignored. Racial discrimination has been described as any exclusion based entirely on race, skin tone, or national origins that violates the identification or exercise of basic human rights through an equal basis in the democratic, economic, and any other field of global life.
Individual racism refers to an individual's racist assumptions, beliefs, or behaviors. Individualism can be used as a defensive reaction, which is why it is crucial to understand systemic racism and how it operates. It should also be noted that people of color and indigenous people may oftentimes internalize racism, knowingly or unknowingly, usually as a survival mechanism, internalize racism. Systemic discrimination can be described as patterns of behavior, policies, or practices that are part of the structures of an organization and which create or perpetuate disadvantage for racialized persons. Systemic racism manifests itself in two ways: institutional racism and structural racism.
Laissez-faire racism is the notion that blacks' cultural inferiority is to blame for the black-white gap in socioeconomic standing. Laissez-faire racists do not feel that blacks and the other race are as capable as white people. They feel like non-whites should not be in the position that are thought to require intelligence, hard work, and composure, or that provide racial minorities with power and responsibilities over whites. Everyday racism reinforces negative stereotypes or prejudices about people based on their race, color, or ethnicity. It often expressed through offhand jokes or comments. Making a joke that pokes fun at a particular race can be an example. This doesn't mean that you can't make jokes. Having sense of humor is important.
People can experience racial discrimination in a variety of different ways. Discrimination may occur because of overt prejudice, hostility, or negative feelings held by someone about a racialized person or group. Unfortunately, people are still treated unequally by being refused at a job or apartment simply because of overt bias towards them based on race and related grounds.
Another example is racial profiling. Racial profiling is a form of stereotyping that has particular implications for discriminated people. It is an act of suspecting or discriminating a person based on their religion or ethnicity. Stereotyping is also an example of racial discrimination. People may experience racial discrimination because of stereotyping. Stereotyping involves describing the same characteristics to all members of a group, regardless of individual differences. It is usually based on misconceptions, incomplete information, or false generalizations, or just simply judging a person. In most cases, stereotypes assume negative characteristics about a person or a group.
Some current examples of this certain social issue are the hatred towards Asians, the murders against Black Americans, the anti-Chinese sentiment, the Zionism in Palestine, the forced labor in Muslims in China, and many more. So, to prevent these events from further expanding, we shall start to educate young children at home that will surely carry anti-racism traits outside. We shall make sure no future generations will experience such inhumane, degrading, and oppressive behavior.
We exist in a diverse world, and diversity is what makes each and every one of us unique. We are aware of racial discrimination. We are aware that people have rights when it comes to equality. But being aware is not enough. We have to make an action, apply in real life, and start seeing each individual's uniqueness.
Without being said, every one of us has the right to be treated equally regardless of our sex, gender, race, or beliefs. Discrimination should not be tolerated. Many have already suffered, and one thing we can do is to be the voice to those who need help.
We should not treat people less favorably than others in a similar situation, no matter the differences in accordance to our nationality. Discrimination strikes at the very heart of a human being.
It is unsafe and it can lead to inequality. it will greatly affect someone's privileges or opportunities in just a split second due to the inequality of each other's rights or how they are accepted based on their identity.
Just because someone appears unfamiliar in terms of their ideals and ethnic background doesn't mean it is justifiable to dehumanize others. People were created equally. Your race or wherever you came from doesn't define you as a person.
We should stop this immoral judgment in our society. Our future is entirely in our hands. Allow this to be a lesson for improvement, for the world needs changing, and for we owe this change to the upcoming future generations. Now, it is our turn to change this cruel society.